Hey everyone, welcome to Beer 30. I'm Greg. With me is Josh.
Hey everyone.
Hey. So big event, the 50th anniversary of a big event came up. I don't know if you know what it is.
Your brother had a birthday.
That is true. Jeff is 50. However, in July,
Yeah.
it was the moon landing.
That's right. What was that? Two weeks ago? Or well, a week and a half ago. It was on a Saturday. It was the
Yeah.
actual landing.
Yeah, there was like the launch date and the landing date.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're a little late, but whatever. The beer's still around. So, Schlafly Beer, a local St. Louis company, they did a little commemorating the. Oh, I got crooked camera syndrome here. Yeah, whatever. So they went to commemorate the lunar landing with this big release, and there is 4 lagers in this package. 4 different lagers.
So a Dunkel is a lager as well? 'Cause that one says Moonwalk Dunkel. I didn't read the full description.
Sure, I'm gonna say yes. Since
Okay.
It's, since
Since
it's
you
in
already-
this box.
Since you already said
Since I already said that, and it says
Oh,
lunar lager.
4
It
lagers.
says 4 lagers, so there you go. So the neat thing about this box, it's got a little cutout. You can, borrow camera. It's got a little cutout here. Look, you can be the an astronaut. You put it over your head, have a.
Oh.
But
Clever.
yeah, and it's got little artwork here.
Yeah.
Pretty neat thing they did. So we're gonna try 2 of these because we don't think 4 is a good idea. It'd be a long episode.
I definitely want to try that black lager.
The black lager, which is that? That is
Apollo's Orbit.
Apollo's Orbit, and
And-
then
You picked the other.
well, I'll just do the 2 on this side. We'll do the liftoff lager too. So let me get all this out of our way.
And then I'll spin this back around because it had the information about each beer
Oh, on your side. Okay.
on the side. So you want to try this Apollo's Orbit first?
Yeah, let's you read it off here or off there?
I'll read it off here. Apollo's Orbit Black Lager. If you haven't read the story of Apollo's Orbit, you should. It must have been mighty dark out the window, overlooking Earth, just about as dark as this lager. This one is 5% alcohol and 25 IBU.
Wow.
I think we had the only black lager that I can ever remember that we've tried was one that we really liked a lot, and I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head now.
I
But-
remember a black IPA we really liked.
Yeah, there was a black IPA, but there was a black lager too, and this was years ago. Whenever we used to do the top beers of the year, whenever we would do the
yeah.
reviews, and I remember it made it to our top 5 list that year. That was probably 4 years ago. I have to look that up, but
I think we're pretty
It looks
even
good.
there. So,
black lagers isn't a common thing.
no.
It smells really good.
I'm going to move this back a little so I can.
I'm really surprised. I mean, it doesn't tell you anything about the flavor or really any type of ingredients or anything like that. But man, it smells like chocolate to me.
It's got a little bit of that dark
Like
chocolate.
a cocoa.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised, but that's like all I get.
It's got brown characteristics as
Oh, I
when
can see
you-
that.
when
Yeah.
you smell it. When you give it a sniff.
Mhm.
So, here's my thing.
Yeah.
Is like, what's the difference between a brown and a lager? Because this tastes like a brown.
Yeah.
Is
Is it a brown an ale?
I don't know. Well, lagers, don't they have? Okay. See, we are semi-experts. We know
Are we?
we know a little after we look it up, and then we forget.
The difference is yeast. Lagers, by contrast, lagers are made with bottom fermenting yeast that work best in cooler temperatures between 35 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Fermentation happens more slowly, and the beer is more stable, so it can be stored or lagered for longer than ales. So
It's got to be in a cooler temperature when it
it's
ferments.
fermented.
Yeah.
I believe a brown is a form of an ale.
I guess I think this is amazing.
Really?
I like it a lot. Yeah.
It's got kind of a sweetness to it. Sweetness characteristic.
Yeah. So it's got the caramely taste. It's
Yeah.
kind of to me, it's in between a Bach and a brown, like right in there.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
It's not too bitter, not too sweet, and I like it.
Yeah, it gets pretty good ratings. I'm looking on Untapped. It's rated 3.7. Rate beer, it's a little bit lower there. It looks like it's 3 overall. Yeah, I'm not as high on it as you are. I think it doesn't remind me of a lager at all. It's got kind of a sweet characteristic to it that I think is just a little bit stronger than I would care for.
Well, if I was going to rate this, I would give it an A.
I'd say a B.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's good. I mean, it's good. It's first one out of the box. It's not like, sometimes you get these sampler packs, and I'll say with Schlafly is one of them that's notorious for this. You get a box and you look at it, and it's got like 2 beers in it that are good, and then the other maybe 3 out of 4 are good, and then there's like one stinker in there that you're just like, man, I don't want to have 3 beers, 3 of those or 4 of those or
I
whatever.
kind of feel that way about coconut
Yeah.
ale that's just sitting
Yeah,
up there.
exactly.
I mean, I just didn't care. It wasn't for me.
And there was also they stuck that what was it the one with the pepper in it, the Mexican style. They stuck that in all their stout
I like
packs.
that one.
Oh,
I
you
like
do?
that one. Why don't you let people know about our next one? It's a
Okay.
lift-off lager. I'm gonna get 2 more glasses.
Lift Off Lager. We salute the takeoff that would change the world forever with the unfiltered lager, an ode to the haze that filled the air that day. Maybe we should have done this in order. Now that I think about it, they almost seem like they. Now that I notice, so the first one was lifting off from Earth.
Okay, well, we didn't go that far. We just...
Yeah.
The next one would be the eagle has landed, and then
After that.
moonwalk.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it
Yeah.
now. Oh.
Huh. Well, we should have done our homework a little bit, but we just wing it. We just
You
wing
know,
it here.
I probably wouldn't have noticed that on my own. I know I wouldn't have.
Well, I'm just a little bit smarter than
That's what you're here for. If I can get the bottle. What the heck?
What you doing?
I don't know. So this is the Liftoff Lager.
And this one says it's
Get
5.5% ABV and 20 IBUs. These are all in the same range, 4 to 5% alcohol.
I think, didn't the astronauts drink a beer every step of the way, like at liftoff? And
absolutely.
kind of
I'm sure that's a fact.
so I kind of... Here, I'll take the one with more head here, but there you go. That's what Liftoff Lager looks like.
It says it's unfiltered, but man, that stuff is like crystal clear. I would normally think that something that's unfiltered would have a haziness to it, because it even says an ode to the haze that filled the air that day. I would have expected it to be.
It's still got... I mean, it's... You can't see clear through it. Like, if you put something behind it, you can't...
Yeah, I mean, there's a subtle
There,
haze,
see,
but I would have expected
Look, see the box behind it?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's subtle.
it's clear, but... Yeah, there you
What
go.
they call it, translucent?
Yeah, there you go.
This
So,
one smells like a typical lager.
This smells like a typical lager. This doesn't have any...
It smells like another St. Louis brewery beer. Aroma-wise. A little bite to it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have any thing. Like, I can't say that there's many characteristics to it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just your typical lager, really. I do like it, though. I mean, this is a good
Now,
summer beer.
one we had last year, I referred to as a lawnmower beer. This,
Yeah.
I would say, is a lawnmower beer. Not maybe they were mowing the lawn at Liftoff, and they figured, you want
possibly.
to, let's lift off. Okay, here you go. Here's a lift off. You're in that tiny little, in the cockpit. It's real tiny. You want something light,
Yeah.
because you probably a little warm in there. Once you are in orbit, everything around you in space a little cooler. So you want a little something to warm you up. That's what the
dark one's for.
the black lager is. Or one could be like Earth is the clear sky, and you go into space and
Things
you
get
got
darker. Yep.
either way.
Yeah, this one's not bad. I mean, it's your typical lager.
I could drink a few of those. Those are good.
Mm-hmm. I give that a B.
Yeah, B plus. It's decent.
So far, so good.
That was the Lift Off Lager. So I don't know if we want to go through the other two. I mean,
No, we can save those, I
'Cause-
guess. Because I got 3 partial beers here now.
well, yeah, that's true.
I was gonna ask you though, like how does the whole moon landing and all that, like how do you feel about that? I mean, are you is that something that you were interested in?
Oh, it's very interesting. There is a movie that, well, it's a movie, but it's Apollo 11,
Yeah.
and it's the actual footage from all the footage from the shuttle, from the from the whole Apollo 11 mission, from the everything at NASA to the launch and all that, and they they cleared up the film, and they got the sound going, and it's pretty amazing. I mean, there's a lot of real quiet parts because because there's no narration.
Yeah.
It's just you watch, but it's really, really inspiring, especially when you see the amount of people there at liftoff. Like this, it used to be a huge event when there was a shuttle going to space. It was a huge event. People would stop everything, and now it's just well, NASA hasn't really launched anything up there since they canceled the shuttle program. They're working on their next one, but yeah.
I mean, it's mildly interesting. That day, I remember on the anniversary date, it came up, and I started watching some videos on YouTube of the actual footage, and then watched some other videos on commentary on how significant it is, and then I was really curious about the whole conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And I watched a couple of those, which actually they were debunking
because they put the
conspiracy theories.
on the moon. There's that little that refraction where you can shoot a laser at the moon and it'll bounce back because of the equipment they had put on the moon when they landed.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's proof that there's been man there, on the moon. So it's
There were additional
And
people that went to the moon after that, though. 'cause
Yeah.
it went up until the 70s, and then there hasn't been anything. No one has walked on the moon since 1972.
I couldn't tell you the exacts.
That's what I heard, and
But
that's what I read in my research.
I think it's interesting all the things that have come out of NASA and the space program, all the little things that we use day-to-day life that were inventions from the space program, So, but anyway, 2 great beers we've had so far from the Lunar Lager Pack. We'll try the next 2 next week. Till then, check out our other videos on our website, beer30.tv, or just go to YouTube and check for Beer30 TV. We will see you next time. Later.